Now, new research shows that the general public are sick of space tourism, especially with a focus on the climate and the cost of living. Why make the damaging, pricey trip when the same landscapes can be found in Iceland? In fact, movies like Star Wars, Alien and Thor have all been filmed there to represent space. And Iceland has just launched a space billboard on a weather balloon with a simple message: Iceland is better than space. To find out about the latest campaign, I'm pleased to say that the head of Visit Iceland, Sigríður, joins us now on the line. How are you today?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So tell us about this new campaign then, Mission Iceland. It's taken off. What's it all about then?
As you know, space travel has been hitting the headlines lately. And what we wanted to do is to remind the people that are waiting to get into space, the ones that are thinking about going into space, that we actually have a destination right here on Earth that can offer otherworldly experiences. And it's easier to access, it doesn't cost billions of dollars, and it's right here in Iceland.
Now, loads of movies like Star Wars and Thor have been filmed in Iceland to represent space, haven't they?
Exactly. Iceland is a land of many contrasts. So this is a pretty vast country. It's about half the size of UK. So we have a lot of diversity, and Iceland is a really popular film location. We have had many space movies shot here as well, like you mentioned. And we were also the training ground for NASA astronauts because we don't only look like space, but we have very similar circumstances in some areas as are in space.
Now, when you think of Iceland, you think first of all probably about the Northern Lights. When's the best time of year to go and see the Northern Lights then?
So the best time would be like September, October until March, April. You can see them all winter. In the wintertime we have a lot of darkness, but that makes it easy to see them. And we've actually had a really strong Northern Lights season this year. And
you also have a thing called the midnight sun, don't you?
That's the thing. Like I say, Iceland is a land of contrasts. So in the summertime, the sun doesn't set. And this is always an argument with my kids every spring. You know, you have to go to bed now, but it's daylight outside. It is evening. But that's one of the things I love about Iceland. The new season, each new season brings something new. So you never get tired of the surroundings.
And I know when you go to Iceland, every day there's a different experience, such as the geothermal baths. They're very popular, aren't they?
That's actually my favorite. I think this is the perfect situation you can be in, just surrounded by warm water. And we have had a lot of geothermal baths opening up in Iceland in recent years. The Blue Lagoon is, of course, the most famous one, but now almost every region in Iceland has their own geothermal bath, and some more than one. So this is something that's really a great way to experience what the country has to offer. But we also have over 170,000 public pools, and they are also all with geothermal or heated water. Most of them have hot tubs and saunas. So this is something that Icelanders use very much, and I encourage people to try.
And for people who've never seen a live volcano before, Iceland's full of them, isn't it?
Yes, sometimes they are erupting, and we had an eruption early this year and also last year. And that's the thing about Iceland, because there are only 370,000 of us living here. So this is the least densely populated country in all of Europe. So when we have an eruption, it's always, very far away from where people live, and we tend to drive towards it and try to witness it. Yeah. And this is just a magnificent thing to see, a new Earth being born.
Now, what about the food in Iceland as well? Because you have some great cuisine, don't you?
Well, that's the thing that often comes as a surprise to people, because we are known for our natural beauty, of course. But we actually have a very thriving culinary scene. We have award-winning culinary chefs team that has been winning awards all over the world. And they are bringing their expertise and quality to Icelandic restaurants. Now we have 2 Michelin star restaurants in Reykjavik. And restaurants all around the country, they are more and more offering local produce and priding themselves in that. We have a lot of microbreweries all around Iceland, so you can taste local beer. So this is what people are often pleasantly surprised, is the quality of food in Iceland.
And of course, you also have very good quality of air. And I was reading the other day as well that Iceland is one of the most peaceful places to visit, isn't it?
Yes, we have been on the top of the peace index of countries in the world for, I think it's 14 years in a row. So Iceland, we don't have an army, so this is a very peaceful country in general. And we, of course, we have very clean air. We have that, that space doesn't. Lots of oxygen, it's free and it's really clear.
Now let's come back to this latest research, which shows that over half of the people surveyed believe we should be investing in our own planet over space travel, which is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I think it can also be a result of the pandemic. When people were locked up inside, there's a really strong will to travel and to explore our own surroundings and other countries and our planet. So there's a very strong will to travel, and I think people are prioritizing travel now, especially after the pandemic. And people want more meaningful trips. They want their trip to offer something like healing and nurturing to them. So I believe Iceland is a really good location for that, where you can just be one with the nature. You can relax, you can detach, and I believe that's what people are looking for now.
And of course, if people are thinking about booking a holiday at the moment, they're thinking about other factors like the cost of living, which is rising all the time. So is Iceland a really expensive place to visit and stay in?
Actually, now it is more affordable than it has been before. But Iceland, it will never be a cheap destination. We have a very high standard of living here in Iceland, and people have decent wages. So things cost here in Iceland, but you get value for your money. And we see that we are monitoring how happy visitors are with the trip to Iceland. And we have had one of the highest, it's called Net Promoter Score. It means how likely you are to recommend the destination to your friends and relatives. And Iceland has had one of the highest Net Promoter Scores of destinations in the world for many years now. So we see that even though people pay for their experiences, spend money, they're really happy with what they're getting out of it. So I say they're getting value for their money. And
it's great to see more flights from the UK and Ireland. So when is the best time to visit then?
Iceland it's like a different destination if you come during winter time and during summertime. Like we were talking about, in the summer you have the 24-hour daylight. Then you can go, golfing or experiencing a lot of, interesting things, hiking, but you can also experience the glaciers during the summertime. But in the wintertime, then you can go on the Northern Lights tours. And then everything like cozies up a bit. You can go to the restaurants. We have a lot of, thriving cultural scene during wintertime. We have music festivals and literature festivals. But you can also experience things in Reykjavik, like fly over Iceland, where you are flying. You have this video of the whole island where it's like you're flying over one of the most brand new attractions in Reykjavik. It's called the Icelandic Lava Show, where people are replicating real lava. They're melting lava, so you can see that in Reykjavik in a very safe environment. So there are a lot of things to experience, in all seasons. For visitors from the UK, winter tends to be the most popular time to visit. And in 2019, which was the last normal year, November and February were the biggest months for visitors from the UK.
Fabulous. Well, you've sold it to me. If people want to get more information, where can they go to?
So the best place to go is visiticeland.com.
Well, Sigríður, it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
You too. Thank you.